Wilson Morales from Black from TV. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
We're back, season two. We can be committed now. You hate to watch a show and watch, especially if you're a wrestling fan, because there aren't that many wrestling shows, series on, anywhere, whether you
Yeah.
get it in a film or series. But here we are. How much did you have to get back into shape to play those roles? Steven?
I had been away on vacation for a little bit, so took a second. Uh, but fun. It's I no, but I enjoy it. But one of my favorite things, is to go along with, season one and season two of Heels has been the season one and season two Heels Gymnasium. It's where I've learned about ice baths and the importance of leg day and stuff like that. We go in there and we put old wrestling pay-per-views on and we shoot the shit for 2 hours, and it's fun. I love it. It's the best gym that I've ever gone to, so I don't mind. I'll come in for season three in shape, but I will enjoy the sort of the boot camp that we go through.
What about you, Alexander? When you're actors, you already have to stay in a certain type of shape. But when you do this series, it's a whole nother level, because you have to do it because this is not a series where it's going to be binge worthy all at once. You're filming a series where it's weekly. So
Alexander doesn't have to do shit. He's in his 20s. He doesn't have to do shit.
I'm 31.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
The
No, I honestly, we were just talking about this. So much of the training for this isn't even just I want to look good in tights. It's really I have to do this so that my body doesn't break under this pressure. Because we're doing this every day, and as you know, I'm sure Steven definitely knows, but wrestling is its whole own beast, and we had to get to a place because we can't really fake a lot of it, where we could perform our own stunts when they needed us to, which meant that our bodies had to be in a kind of shape where we could. So fortunately, Steven and I sort of insisted, and the production was amazing about this, that they would actually schedule our gym sessions. So it was actually a part of our job to go to the gym, which was actually hugely beneficial. So this season, that made it a little bit easier because it wasn't just on our own schedule. We would literally show up and just go to the gym and get it done with everybody else.
Mm-hmm. This year, we're getting a lot more, now that we can explore your characters, we're getting a lot more with both of you guys trying to find their path. Obviously Ace is out there trying to find out who he is, and Jack is trying to figure out, can he do this without Ace? Is there a meeting of the minds between the two of them at some point? Steven?
Yeah, I mean, Mike O'Malley in the third episode wrote this amazing scene that he started prepping us for before we read the script of the first episode. I'm writing this scene. It is the entire series in about 8 or 9 pages. We shot this incredible scene. It's not the easiest. I was having real problems keeping the words in my head for whatever reason. I think it must have touched a nerve or something, or I was probably saying things that I should have said in my own life at a certain point. But really special, thoughtful scene that, as Alexander's been saying throughout the day, I don't think that it's going to make people forgive or forget, some of the things that Jack's done or Ace has done, but maybe it'll help them understand a little more, which I think is cool. And if nothing else, should make you want to go back and watch the first season because it explains a few things.
And that's why we're here. Now that we can be committed, because there is a season 2, people can go back and watch it. So congrats on a new season. Let's make it happen. Let's talk again come season 3, and we'll talk down the road.
Thank you, Wilson. You're the man. Appreciate it.
Take care. Hey, Mary, how's it going? Wilson Morales from Black from TV. We're here, season 2. I always say whenever you get a second season, that's good, because now we can get committed. You hate to watch the show, and then with the way TV is these days,
I know they burn you.
And then the networks renege.
I know, it's hard to invest.
So now that we're in season 2, we can be committed. I see that Willie stepping up her game, getting a little bit more latitude of what she can do with her job. What more can we get?
Yeah, I mean, I love all the stuff that Willie gets to do in season 2. I think starting a women's division is overdue and exciting for our little Duffy league. And it's, I think I think the way they did it was really fun, like with Crystal as the champ at the end of season 1, and then trying to figure out a way to sustain that is really exciting. And then Willie's been waiting in the wings. I mean, I think for her, she wanted to be the wrestler. I think for all these years, she's had a little bit of, or a lot of pain about not having those dreams fulfilled. So to be Crystal's mentor, all those scenes I love playing. I think it's pretty, I just think it's really exciting. At least my journey is really exciting. Season 2.
The funny thing is, I grew up watching wrestling to a certain point, and I have to admit that when it came to the women wrestlers, I didn't pay attention so much because there wasn't enough of them to for you to feel for. It's like they didn't have. It was always like 4 or 5 of them during the time I was watching it. Now maybe there's a whole league of them.
Oh yeah, there's many leagues. Yeah. No, it's a huge sport. But you're right. I mean, watching this sort of, just even in the research I've done, seeing the evolution of women's wrestling is fascinating. I mean, having gone from sort of, and even just their images and how sexy they were. And now, like you see, Stephanie McMahon, and while sexy, she's also this incredible force and business person. And, it's definitely, women's wrestling has definitely evolved, of course, like all things.
Mm-hmm. When you work with a cast and different directors on a show, you've been doing this for a good minute, different series, whether you're the lead or not, different episodes. What are you still getting as an actress when you're working on a new series that helps you going forward, next episode or next project?
I think there's lots of reasons I love it. I mean, I don't have any other skills for starters. So it's the only job I could really have.
You don't want to direct, produce?
I like to produce. I don't really have a lot of interest in directing. My husband's a director, not for me. But I also love, in television, I love doing plays and I love doing movies too. But in those two mediums, where you're going the whole time. Where you're starting, where you're going, because you're holding the script. And it's complete. Whereas in television, like halfway through the season, you can find out you're going blind and you're a murderer. It's all open, which I find very exciting. I love that. I like getting a new script and just going, where am I going? It's really fun.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, for those who are not into wrestling, but now they want to catch up because there is a season 2 and they know of the work from earlier projects. And, if they're not into wrestling, what's a good reason for people to start watching Heels now?
I mean, for me, I often compare it to Friday Night Lights in that, like, I'm not a football fan, and I could not, if you gave me 6 more seasons of Friday Night Lights, I'd watch them this weekend, like all of them. So, a good drama is a good drama is a good drama. Good storytelling is good storytelling. You don't have to be a wrestling fan, but if you are, it's fun. The wrestling sequences are amazing. We have actual CM Punks in this season, and AJ Mendez is in this season. So it's fun for wrestling fans. But absolutely, if you're just into good storytelling and good acting, and it's for you.
Well said. It's good talking to you, Mary. Let's talk again. Let's make season 3 happen.
Thank you. I hope so.
Look at you guys. Let your hair grow out, put on some weight. We're back for season 2. The thing about it, as I always do these interviews, and I always go like, okay, are we gonna get really invested? Because we don't know if it's gonna get renewed. These days with shows, anything can happen. But we're here now, season 2. How much did you have to get back in shape? When you get back in the ring, Alan?
Listen, man, it's a lot of work, brother. But yeah, no, man, you got a month before production is kind of when I kind of get geared up for training for Rooster. And then it up throughout the season, 6 days a week, 5 a.m. wake ups, a la James Harrison. And just constant eating healthy for 5 months while you're filming. So thank you for asking.
What about you, Robby?
Same, man. We follow the same itinerary.
Are you guys texting each other like, what are you eating today?
Yeah. We look, the bodies are the same. The bodies look exactly the same.
No, man, not the same height. You're not the same weight.
Right. No, man, it's getting in the ring again is its own thing. that some of those movements that you do in the ring are not movements you're used to doing outside of the ring. And for me, it's just, it's getting comfortable in the ring in a space where I can feel like, I can perform. So.
What about you, Trey?
Well, Bobby is a little heftier than I naturally am, and so it does. I mean, I like being fit and kind of have for a long time. Been into that, but I kind of keep that going. But I have to supplement a lot with like pizza, wings, oatmeal cream pies, that kind of thing.
Hard work.
I mean?
Hard work.
It's tough, dude. It's tough.
I know, man. How do you stick to your diet, not to turn into the interviewer? How do you?
You just got to commit. You got to commit. You have to buy the whole box of oatmeal cream pies, not just one.
Yep, you do the whole box.
But you guys are actors, so in a way, you guys have to stay fit in some areas to, obviously to get jobs and look a certain way. But then when you're playing a part of a wrestler, it's a whole nother level, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a whole nother level than just your regular maintenance. As just like I kind of like to stay in the middle, depending on the role. I can go either way, but this one, it's got to be extreme, and you got to look the part.
Now this year, from what I've seen so far, obviously we're diving into some personal backgrounds, some emotional backgrounds. Obviously, I see Alan, your characters, you got your father with you, and Troy, you don't know what's going on, your love life, there's a lot going on here. What more can we say? The good thing about the show is that it's weekly, so you don't have to talk about everything that happens all at once. With some shows that, when they get played all at once, you have to leave some sort of room for people to guess what's going to happen with your characters, and which each episode is something totally different. It's always like it's never like a continuation. It's almost like the finale each episode, because it ends off on a good note. You look forward to seeing the next episode. So, Robby, what are we getting from you?
Oh man, Diego's dealing with a lot of identity issues, man, and he's sharing a lot of screen time with Wild Bill, and that's always a recipe for a good time. So at least with Diego, man, I think we get a little more of his backstory of what he's struggling with within the DWL. And it was exciting getting to dive a little deeper into Diego.
Alan?
Rooster is the champ now. So, I'm trying to hold on, or Rooster rather is trying to hold on to that for dear life, and understands the importance of him being champion. So this season, you're going to watch him fight to maintain that status, even though, he kind of received it under as bait for Ace. So you're going to kind of see that all play out as my duel, and me maintaining this championship is what I'm fighting for.
Trey?
Man, it was really fun to do Bobby this time around. I think we got to explore a bit of like what happens when you don't have your sort of main thing. When you kind of look into the other parts of his life, and how does he kind of deal with potential love life. We saw him at the end of season 1 get injured and having to deal with that going forward, and how do where's his place, in all of these different things. He's the new guy, and then suddenly he's also he can't quite do all the same things again. And now he's with this girl, and or he likes her a lot, and like what's he going to do? How does all that fit together? And I think overall, that's kind of what you see across the board with all the stories, is you learn who everybody was, learned about this world, and now we get to kind of dig in a little bit deeper and like really get into the complexity some more with everybody, and it's really delicious. So y'all are gonna love it.
Congrats on each of you coming back. It's not a type of series where somebody's going to die and so forth. So it's always good to see you come back. Let's talk season 3 to see who'll be our new champion, who's going to retain their championship. We don't know. Let's keep it going. I'll talk to you guys down the road.